What up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Hood Talk by way of Superfly Entertainment. Let's get it. Tonight we'll be discussing in the hood, jail, and young men, and prayer. Do not be ashamed to pray. All my young men out there, do not be ashamed to pray. Today I was on the phone with one of my good friends, and I'm talking about we ain't spoke on the phone. Well, actually, we ain't spoken some years. So to hear his verse today and know that him and his family are doing good, that really enlightens me, you know what I'm saying? Because he too, such as myself, come from the same area, uptown New Orleans, St. Thomas Project area, and it was a struggle for him just as much as it was a struggle for I. So to see him today doing well, little bumps and bruises, but he fighting. You know what I'm saying? Healthy, doing well. And despite that, it was a pleasure speaking with him today. Now, the thing is, dude really dropped some jewels on me today, you heard me? And be aware for this local interview that will be coming your way soon. So, let's get into it. Hood Talk, baby. Yeah, you know, man, dude was like, you know, he a good dude, bro, and we both agreed that, you know, when you go to jail young, right, and say, for instance, you go to jail at a young age, 13, 14 years old, and you like, you really clueless to what you up against. You really is. You know? You don't think that the things that you about to see and the things that's about to happen around you, to you, you know what I'm saying? And on and on. So the thing is, it affects you severely at that current moment, and also when you get released. I spoke about this, but I didn't get into much details about it, but I will today. What I mean by that is, you know, being in jail, right? This is not something that is a facade for you to be. This is a fact that you have to be. And what you have to be is a man, because you are a man amongst men. And in some cases, like I said, going to jail at a young age, you are a kid that been thrown in the wood, that been thrown in the jungle with the wolves. You know, so not having any experience, man, that's hard. That's hard. And that can play on one mind. And again, like I always say, if you don't have the proper training from a father or a man, it's sad to say that, unfortunately, you will get took advantage of. You will get took advantage of. I'm about to give y'all a little story. That me and him, throughout our conversation, I brought it up. Okay? Now, I was in jail one time. And I want to share this because I want these young men to take this story and don't look at the negative side of it. Take the positive side of it out and apply it to your life, whatever that may be. If you're doing negative or positive, just make sure you apply it into your life. Make it be a asset and not a liability, right? So I was in jail. When I was in jail, matter of fact, this was my last time in jail. I was so mad because I felt like I shouldn't have been in there, right? At that time, I was 30 years old. I was on the tip with a lot of youngsters. I probably was the oldest one on it. No, they had another guy with 31. I remember, because me and him was cool. The assistant tear up. His name was Wayne. Salute, Wayne, wherever you at, partner. Good dude. Good dude. Back to the story. So, yeah, I was in jail, right? And the jail was house of detention, HOD. Now I had heard a lot about HOD when I was coming up as a young man. And it wasn't nothing pleasant that I heard about it. And I remember vividly the moment that I got arrested because I didn't know where I was going there. Well, I remember it vividly the first time they sent me there. Those things that I heard was coming to my mind, and it was coming to my mind real rapidly, one should say. And I didn't know what to expect. The only thing I know was I have to brace myself for the unexpected. And I would say that I don't think I was scared. It just, you don't know what the unexpected. The unexpected is what kind of like give you a little nervous. It have a little nerves running through your stomach, So, like I said, I had already heard buku thing about the jail. So by the time I hit it, in all honesty, it wasn't nothing like that. I guess it was a different time. Because from what I was hearing about, it was in the 60s and the 70s. So it's obvious it was a different time. Because I come through in the 90s. It wasn't treacherous as the 60s and the 70s. But it could have got like that. Now, fast forward to when that time I'm telling you about was when I was 17, first time going to jail, adult jail rather. So my last time going to jail is what I'm illustrating now. Okay, so when I went and I was on the tour with these youngsters, I had wanted to get out bad. I don't think I never wanted to get out of jail bad as I wanted to get out that time. Being in there a couple of months, I wound up going to trial. Because I had just came home and didn't want to go back. So I decided to take the state to trial. Took the state to trial. I beat them. I was already on parole. So something told me not to violate myself because I had a strong possibility that I were going to beat them. So in other words, if I would have violated my parole and still beat them, I still would have been in there doing time for a parole violation that I violated myself. Due to the fact that I didn't violate myself, you have that right to not violate yourself or to violate yourself. But you have the right to see what the outcome of the charge is going to be. Of course, I pleaded not guilty, and I decided to go to trial. Make a long story short, I beat him. Supervisor, make a call, come sign me out. Took him about a month, came sign me out. Time for me to go. Okay, right around the time I went to trial, I remember they had a young guy come in from jail, from off the street, by himself, on robbery, I think. Yeah, on robbery charge. So when he came to jail, another guy was already in there from the third ward. For those of you not from New Orleans go by wards. The guy who came to jail was from the third ward. The guy both of them, all of us came to jail. So, the guy who came to jail, who was in my cell, he was from the 13th ward. The guy who was already in there, he was from the 3rd ward. So when a guy from the 13th ward came in there on robbery in my cell, the guy from the 3rd ward spotted him. When he saw him, he immediately said, "Oh, I got you. Are you ready? Let's get it on right now." Whatever he said, I forgot. Well, what happened was the guy from the 13th ward, when they all was in society, the guy from the 13th ward, he was with like 4 of his friends, and they tried to jump the other guy from the 3rd ward. I guess he was by himself. He was outnumbered. So when he came to jail, he spotted them, saw that was him. Immediately he wanted some get back. Unknowns to us, the guy from the 13th ward who came in, who attempted to jump the guy from the 3rd ward when he was in society, he didn't want to fight. But the guy from the 3rd ward, he wanted to fight. You not with your crowd no more? Okay, come on, let's fight. And he was willing to do it, mano, man to man. Lock the cell, let them two go one-on-one. Everybody come out the cell, and let them two do what they got to do. Well, the other guy didn't want to do that. For what reason, I don't know. He wound up sleeping next to me. And in jail, you can, if you want to, get in someone else's business. But I didn't know this guy like that for me to try to stop anything from happening to him. For number one, I didn't know him. For number two, when we both go home, we probably never see each other again. So with that being said, he just slept next to me, and we wound up talking to each other a lot because we didn't have no choice. And we slept right beside each other. So with that being said, the guy didn't want to fight, so the guy from the 3rd ward, from the in the cell, a couple of cells from me, he was also in the cell with the tear up. So what they did was they sent a bottle of Vaseline from the tear up cell all the way down to my cell onto the guy's rack. And it's like the guy, he really didn't know what was going on. You know, me being experienced, once I saw it, I said, "Oh man, I don't know if they was serious or they was playing. I don't know, but I know they sent a little bitty bottle of Vaseline down there, and someone in my cell got it and put it on a guy's bed. Now you all know what that means. It's Vaseline in jail. That means two things, and I'm not gonna say it. Put your imagination together. Now, I'm looking at the guy, and I'm looking at the Vaseline, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, do you see what's going on? You know, what you gonna do? I didn't say that, but my eyes are saying that. You know, and I'm like, what you gonna do? So one thing led to another. One thing led to another. What happened was the tear up eventually came down there to my cell and said, if you don't fight him, you're going to have to fight me. He didn't want to fight the dude, so you know he didn't want to fight the tear-up. And because the tear-up had a plate in his hand, allegedly, I don't know. That's what they were saying. He had a plate in his hand, and he can fight. That's what there was, the reputation that was following the tear-up. So the guy, I guess, if he was scared to fight the dude who he beat up or tried to jump in society, I know he don't want to fight the tear-up because he done heard some things about the tear-up, just like I have, and everyone else up there. So after that, tear-up come down there and you gonna fight him and woo, 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 woo. Not the other tear-up who was in my cell, who I was cool with. It was, you had two tear-ups. You have the main tear-up and you have the assistant tear-up. One was in one cell and the other was in another cell. Well, when the tear-up came down there and said, you better fight him, that's exactly what happened. He tied his shoes up. The other guy came down there. They told everybody to get out the cell. 10, 11 people, get out the cell. They shut the cell gate. Everybody went in the hallway, and them two commenced the fight. Now, the guy who didn't want to fight, he's dealing with the dude who he didn't want to fight. He's not beating him up, but he's taking care of his business. You know, the way he scared as he was to fight, I would have thought that the guy was going to just beat him up and, you know, he was going to just fold up like a puppet and go sit in the corner. I honestly thought that's what he was going to do. But no, he didn't do that. When the tear-up came down there and said, you fight him or I'm going to fight you, you going to fight me? He went over there, they made everybody get out the cell, including myself, shut the bars so nobody can come in or out, them two one-on-one, put their hands up, and they went at it. They went at it about 7, 8 seconds, stop. They went at it again for about 6, 7 more seconds. And that was it. Y'all ready? Y'all good? You good? You good? I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, and that was it. Dude came out that cell, and that was it. And after that, the crazy part about it, this come out of nowhere. The dude from the third wall who was fighting, I didn't even know this, and I'm shocked that he didn't tell me. Right after he fought the little guy from the 13th wall, right after that fight was over, the other tear-up, assistant tear-up, called his hands and said, "Come on, me and your turn now." But I have to give it to him. After going 2 rounds with this guy, who he been wanting to fight, the tear-up caught him off guard by surprise. He went at it with him too, the assistant tear-up. Everybody stood out the cell, them two went at it. But like, wow. You know? And that was it. So, I guess my point is, be mindful for you little youngsters. You know, because there's something that I realized, including myself, right? When I was young, when I first was becoming an outlaw, so this had to be what? A serious outlaw? This had to be 14. 14 or maybe 15 together. It started with me stealing cars. I won't say that's where it started, with stealing cars. Now, one thing normally leads to another. When you lost, parents not there for you, you barely have somewhere to sleep. So you basically, you know, it's like a little trouble kid. You know, and you know, man, I can honestly say I'm just so blessed. My situation, for those of you who know, when I say my situation, meaning my leg, I got shot 30 years ago, and got shot in my leg, got shot in my artery, my right leg, and I was losing out on a tremendous amount of blood. So they had to amputate my right leg, right? My situation, what happened to me, it's like nobody else. It's like nobody else, right? When you that young, you're vulnerable for things to happen, especially if you don't have parents. Because there's a such thing as having a wrong parents. A lot of y'all may not agree with me, but you can't have the wrong parents. And I think I was one of them. In fact, I don't think, I know I was. I was one of them who I just had the wrong parents. They didn't care. You know, and so much could have happened to me at a young age. I just put myself in the fact that I didn't have nobody to look over me or tell me this or guide me. I can think of, like, on hand, 7 situations where it's do that I could have been killed, kidnapped, raped, whatever, as a young kid. You know? And that shouldn't be. It shouldn't have been like that. I didn't notice it then, but in hindsight, I notice it now. You know? So my thing is, when you young like that, you need your parents. You need someone to look up to. You need someone to obey. You don't be knowing. You don't know anything. You really don't. You don't know nothing. So, going to jail, that really, what it does is, it molds you into becoming a man. It molds you into becoming bold. It molds you into becoming brandish. You understand what I'm saying? What you want to do is, you want to be a man amongst men, because that's where you at. You're around 30 more other guys. So that means you got 30 other different personalities that you have to deal with. So you don't have no room, no time for anything that's feminine. You don't. So being as though that, you know, that whole process, that's how you carry yourself throughout that whole time of being incarcerated, it can kind of like affect you unconsciously when you come home. You know, because what I mean by that is, if you're a person who never been in a relationship, or maybe been in a couple of relationships before you went to jail, not any serious ones, you know, but now you're home, now you're getting into something serious, and you just come from around nothing but hard sticks and bubble gum. You know, so everything about you is just straight man. Chest up high, eyes alert, fist always, you know, ready to swing, knife on you. Everything is always alert, 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 alert. So when you get around a woman, you kind of like don't know how to deal with that. You know, you think you do, but really, your instincts is all about prison. You know what I'm saying? To the way that you don't even know, you got to dumb it down and get on this gentleman level. You're not around men no more. You have to get on the gentleman level and, you know, and a smooth level to match this lady intensity. You know, and for some men that became a struggle. I'll give you an example. And this, I'll be honest, this was a guy that the guy that I know real good. All right, he did some time, 6 years, right? Now, the guy doing the time, and like I say, this imano, man on man. Now, the guy doing his time, right? And it's time for him to go home. He goes home. He gets his girlfriend. Right off the bat, I noticed him and his girlfriend not even calling each other bae and sugar plum and honey and stank and Pooh Bell and sweetie pie. They calling each other by their names. Because that's what he used to. He calling her by her name. Tasha. Come here, baby. I mean, not come here, baby. Tasha, come here. What, Joe? That's Tasha calling, responding to Joe. What, Joe? Come here, Tasha. All right. That's setting up for failure in a relationship. When on the other hand, it should have been, come here, baby. A poo-poo. A peaches. You know the nicknames you give your significant other. Yeah, honey. What you want, honey? Come here, Stain. Come here, baby. That's a comfortable relationship. Two people comfortable with each other. And that's how it should be. But this guy that came off doing jail, everything about him is hard. Come here, girl. Come here. I mean, not big. Come here, Georgia. Come here. Hey, you want to wash my socks? I need my drawers washed, girl. First of all, who are you talking to like that? Joe? That's what she telling him, right? Who are you talking to like that, Joe? What you mean? Come on now, girl. I need my socks washed, girl. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Okay, well, you can ask me better than that. That is a soon-to-be failing relationship. You know? So, my thing is, sometimes when you in jail, you be home and jail still be on you and you don't even be knowing. You really don't. Unless someone tell you. So to my young men, we have to stop putting ourselves in these situations. We have to, bro. We have to do better. Get yourself from around these negative guys and put yourself around positive guys. Put these guns down, put these phones down, and pick up a book. Get into a trade. Anything positive. You know? So, with that being said, it's time to pay some bills. Hood Talk, I gotta take a break right quick at Hood Talk. And y'all know my motto. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Most importantly, hit that subscription button. Hit that alert button so you can be alerted and know when I upload some more videos. And with that being said, I will holler back. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If they're not subscribed to Superfly Entertainment, tell them they're missing out on some good talk. Well, at Hood Talk, Superfly Entertainment, we out.